If you don't understand bonds, you're missing one of the most important parts of how money works. Most people push back on that, but after 34 years in this business, I've watched more retirement plans get quietly damaged by the wrong bond strategy than almost anything else. Not by the stock market crashes, by something most people thought was managing risk for them. Hi, I'm Dan Shevlin. I'm the president of 2020 Financial. There's one word that determines how much damage rising interest rates can do to your bond holdings. The word is duration. Duration is simply how sensitive a bond or a bond fund is to the changes in interest rates. The longer the duration, the bigger the reaction when rates move. The shorter the duration, the smaller the reaction. Here's the way I like to think about it. If you loan someone money for 30 years, you're stuck with whatever rate you agreed to on day one. If rates go up the next day, your loan suddenly looks like a bad deal. The value of what you're holding drops because someone else could get a better deal today than you locked in yesterday. Now flip that. A bond maturing in 2 years, rates can move all they want. You'll get your money back soon and reinvest at whatever the new rate is. Short timeline, limited exposure. Long duration equals more rate sensitivity. Short duration equals less. That one idea is the foundation of everything else in this video. Here's the part that trips people up. And once you hear it, you won't forget it. Bond prices and interest rates move in opposite directions. When market rates rise, existing fixed rate bond prices generally fall. When rates fall, existing fixed rate bond prices generally rise. That inverse relationship is one of the core principles of bond math. Think about why. When new bonds hit the market paying a higher rate, who wants your older bond paying a lower one? Nobody. Not at full price anyway. So the price of your bond has to fall until it becomes attractive again. That's not a market glitch. That's just math working exactly as it should. And it swings both ways. When rates fall, your older bond, the one locked in at that higher rate, suddenly looks very attractive. Investors will pay a premium to own it. Prices go up. Now, here's the part that makes this matter so much in retirement. The longer the duration, the harder the swing. Small move in interest rates can cause a large move in the price of a long duration bond. That's fine when you have 20 years to wait it out. It's a very different story when you need that money to live on. So, what does all of this mean practically? It means the rate environment you're in should actively be shaping what kind of bond fund you hold. Most people never make this connection. When rates are elevated, long duration bond funds carry real risk. They may benefit if rates fall from here, but if rates stay where they are or climb further, you're sitting on price volatility you may not be able to afford. For many retirees, short duration bonds may become a more attractive position. They mature more quickly and can provide greater flexibility to reinvest as interest rates change. You keep control, you stay flexible. When rates are low, the math flips. You're locking in today's yield for a longer period before future rates potentially move lower. The mistake most retirees make isn't picking the wrong bond, it's picking a bond fund once, usually during a rollover or an initial portfolio setup, and never revisiting as the rate environment changes. Your bond strategy should be a living decision, not a one time checkbox. In 2022, people opened their statements and saw something they never expected. Their bond funds were down significantly, double digits in some cases. Not their stocks, their bonds, the part of the portfolio they thought was safeguarded. Here's what happened. The Federal Reserve began raising interest rates faster than it had in decades, continually aggressively into mid 2023. Starting from near zero, rates climbed to over 5% by the time the cycle peaked, one of the most rapid tightening cycles in modern history. And every step rates went up, the price of the bonds sitting inside those funds went down. The funds weren't broken, nothing fraudulent happened. It was exactly the math we just walked through, playing out in real time in real retirement accounts for real people who had no idea it was coming. That's what I want you to take from this. Not fear, awareness. Because the people who understand duration and rate sensitivity before 2022 made adjustments. The people who didn't learned an expensive lesson. This brings up a distinction that most people in or near retirement have never been walked through, and it changes everything about how you think about fixed income. When you own an individual bond and hold it to maturity, you know what you're getting back and when. Assuming the insurer doesn't default and the bond isn't called early, the price moves around in the middle, but if you hold it as planned, you have a known maturity date and an expected return. The interim noise doesn't cost you anything unless you sell. A bond fund has no finish line. It's constantly buying and selling. There's no maturity date when your principal comes back to you. The price risk is always live, always moving. When you're 35 and contributing to a 401k, that's manageable. Time smooths it out. When you're 65 and drawing income, it's a completely different calculation. A fund that's down 12% right when you need to pull money means you're selling at a loss, and that loss is permanent. For retirees, a laddered portfolio of individual bonds held to maturity can offer something many bond funds cannot: known maturity schedule and a greater certainty around when principal is expected to be returned, assuming those bonds continue to meet their obligations. Bonds don't mean safe. Duration matters, the rate environment matters, and the structure of what you own. Fund versus individual bond matters more than most people realize until it's too late. Your fixed income strategy should reflect where rates are, where they may be heading, and how much volatility your income plan can actually absorb. If you've never had that conversation with someone who can look at the specifics of your situation, that's the gap. That's exactly what I do with clients every week. And if you want to have that conversation about your own portfolio, the link to book a call is right below. Just a straightforward look at whether your bond strategy is actually built for the retirement you're planning. If you're getting close to retirement or already in it, hit like and subscribe. I put out content every week designed specifically for people in your position. There's a lot more where this came from. And one more thing before you go, I put together a free retirement guide that walks you through a lot of what we covered today. If you want a copy, there's a link in the description below to download it.